Hey, what's up, guys? It is Attorney Lee here. How are you guys doing? Very excited because this is my very first upload to YouTube. Yay! Oh, get some sound effects to say yay with me in the background. But I'm super excited for today because as I said, it's my first video on YouTube. Not really, because y'all do know I do have. Wait, maybe you don't know. Y'all see what's behind me? I do have my own YouTube channel. Some of you guys may be familiar with me because I do have another YouTube channel called Stargazer Sports, and that's where I cover the great Dallas Cowboys as well as other sports in the Dallas Metroplex, like the Dallas Mavericks, the Dallas Wings, right? But I was like, I need to do a separate video um, or a separate channel, obviously, for my lawyer content because some of you guys may not know, but yes, I'm a lawyer. And so I was like, I need to start my YouTube channel for my actual firm so that I can talk about legal issues and be able to help in a different way. You know what I'm saying? I think Stargazer Sports is all about covering the Dallas Cowboys authentically, but a Dallas Cowboys analyst commentator is not all that I am. I'm also an attorney and I'm an expert in family law as well as estate planning. And I was like, I need to be able to get my voice out to the people with the other side or the other half of me, right? Or other part of me, because I'm multiple things, but being a lawyer is something that is very important to me, something that I'm very proud of. And I want to be able to help people on a global scale, not just the clients that walk through my door, but also um, you guys who are watching, who will see me on the YouTube platform that can be pushed out to thousands and millions of people. So, um, before I get started, I want to encourage y'all to please, if y'all could, um, please like this video, right? Please share this video as well, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is the beginning of something new, but I'm going to be working tirelessly to make sure that I'm getting out consistent content to you all to help you. The purpose of this channel and the biggest reason why I became a lawyer is because I want to be able to help families, and I want to be able to help families be in a better position um, after me, right, than when they came to me. Um, Y'all can see up in the top right hand corner, that's my logo for my firm. And you'll see that it's a tree. And the reason why I chose a tree as a logo, because a tree has so many different, what you call qualities, right? Or purposes. Trees help, help us create oxygen, right? But trees also grow food, right? Trees also act as shelter. So there's so many purposes or qualities that come out of trees, and that's exactly how I see myself, and that's exactly how I see my firm. I want to be a firm that not only helps clients with their legal issues, right, but also helps clients spiritually, emotionally, right, or mentally, physically. I want to be able to help clients and provide resources to you all so that you can better yourself and you can better your family, because a better you makes a better family. Okay? So please like and share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I also want to encourage you guys to, we do have my website up now. Thank God. Website is up, so you can go to my website at thelawfirmtx.com. That's where I can be reached and contacted if you want to set up a free 30-minute consultation. I have that available. You can sign up through there. You can also see all the services I provide. You can see my background and everything like that. I link my Stargazer Sports YouTube channel in my About page on my website, so you can also find me there. But also find me on Facebook at the Lee Law Firm LLC, and then also follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Lee Law TX. But without further ado, today I want to be talking to you guys about. I'll put on screen communication, right? This is the second video that I'm doing in my co-parenting series. And when I say co-parenting series, I do write a blog, a legal blog, and that blog is on my website. And I've already done a video on the first blog that I ever written, which was called Canceling the Debt or Forgiving the Debt, because I believe that that's the first step in a good co-parenting relationship is forgiveness. You got to forgive first. Whatever happened in the past, that has to be forgiven before you can move on to a new relationship, a different relationship. Because co-parenting means, hey, we're no longer romantically involved, but we still want to be there for one another and there for our children and grow our children or grow our child up in a very loving and nurturing environment. So, first blog was Canceling the Debt. The second one was about communication, but it was actually entitled The Court is No Place for Families. And that is a direct quote from the late Judge Sol Cassett, who was a phenomenal judge in the Bexar County District Court, family court judge. And that was actually a direct quote that he said to me during a hearing. It was a contested custody hearing. And he actually said it to me as well as the opposing counsel. And he said, counsel, y'all need to figure this out, right? Because there was a lot of going back and forth. You know, I'm representing the father, and the father was saying that the mom was drinking and drinking while she was breastfeeding and drunk driving and things like that. And of course, the mom had similar accusations against my client. So basically, it's just a few, right? A lot of back and forth. And, you know, the judge was able to tell us, like, counsel, a lot of these issues that y'all want me to decide on, all of this could be fixed if you do what? If y'all communicate with each other and you help these parents learn how to communicate so that these issues can be worked out. And, you know, he's saying the court is no place for families because he's saying, hey, the family should be able to work out issues amongst themselves. The family shouldn't have to involve the court system, right? Because we're supposed to be family, right? That's what they have to quote. Blood is thicker than water, right? Blood is thicker than water, right? You're supposed to be close. You're supposed to be able to, any dispute or any differences that y'all have, you're supposed to resolve them. You're supposed to resolve them with respect and love. Unfortunately, a lot of people cannot do that because of various issues. And I'm going to talk about those issues. I'm going to give us five keys, right, on how we can communicate better. You know, this is specifically for co-parents, but this could be used for anybody, honestly. It doesn't have to just be about co-parents. Communication is communication. We got to communicate with everybody, not just our child's other parent, but you got to communicate with your mama, daddy, sister, brother, cousin, co-workers, boss, everybody. So please listen to these 5 tips that I'm going to give you guys, or 5 keys that I'm going to give you guys, and they're able to better communicate with your child's other parent. But as I said, you can use some of these keys in other communicative relationships as well, right? So, first step, heal your trauma. That's the first step. Before you can properly communicate with anybody, you have to be able to handle your issues, right? And you cannot deflect your issues onto another person. Okay. So, and that includes your child's other parent. So, and I have it. You must be able to understand yourself before you can understand others. Because, see, with communication, it's all about understanding. Because when you're communicating, that means that I am going to say something to you so that you can understand, internalize it, right? And be able to operate or make decisions based off of what I've said. But if I can't hear you, right, or if I can't understand you, no communication can be had. So the first step is healing your trauma. Might say, Attorney Lee, how do I heal my trauma? Go to counseling. Get in a support group. Support groups are good, right? At church or just in the community. But counseling, individual counseling is better. Because some issues, right, you may not feel comfortable saying in a group setting. It may not even be in a group setting. It may not even be a setup to where you could individually go through specific things. And so that's why I'm encouraging you. Go to counseling, go to therapy, heal those childhood wounds. A lot of our issues as adults stem from what we went through as a child. Okay? So if you don't deal with those issues are going to carry on into your adult life, right? You may have been abandoned as a child, right? You think everyone's going to leave you. Maybe that's the cause of why you and your child's father and mother is not together today, because of accusations, right? Failure to understand that there's other things that a person has to do outside of you, in order for them to remain an individual, in order for them to be healthy. So these are just examples that I'm giving. This is not to be accusatory. I'm not trying to project anything onto you who's watching, but I do know that everybody has experienced something in life. Some people have experienced worse things than others. And unfortunately, you're not going to be able to really get over the hump in understanding somebody else if you can't understand yourself. Because once you understand yourself, your trauma, the lenses in which you see life through, you'll be able to better understand other people, right? In the lenses that they see life through. You'll be able to listen and be like, oh, okay, that is different than how I grew up. But I understand because I'm able to listen and understand all those, as you explain, all the things that you went through. So number one is heal your trauma. Right? Get help, get counseling. You can look on Psychology Today for counselors in your area. I wish there was other resources. Y'all forgive me. I'm probably going to put it down in the description, links to actual resources that you can use to get into counseling. Okay? I'll be sure to try to put those links below in the description so that you can begin to start it. If you have health insurance will should cover the cost to go to counseling, into where you would have to pay a copay. Some insurances you don't have to pay a copay at all, but either way, you invest into everything else, just like you invest into video games and movies and your baby and your boyfriend and your girlfriend, your husband or your wife or whatever. People spend money on what they want to spend money on. And if you're getting new houses and new cars and you ain't been to the doctor in years, that's a problem. Because what good is having all these material assets if your greatest asset, which is your body, is not how it's supposed to be? And the same thing with your mind. A lot of people put so much emphasis on physical health, but they don't put emphasis on mental health. And it's a lot of mental health that can even lead to physical issues. Right? So that's number one. Heal your trauma. If you want to have a better co-parenting relationship with your child's other parent, you need to make sure that you're not deflecting any of your issues onto them. Okay? Number 2, apologize. Once a sincere apology is given, they will listen. A lot of times in co-parenting relationships, these are people that used to be together. Now they're not together anymore, right? If you broke up, it's usually for something bad, not good. Rarely is it, oh, we just broke up because we grew apart, but we still love each other. And I have seen relationships like that. I've literally seen couples who are getting divorced be like, oh no, we're best friends, we just not in love, and if that's you, amen, hallelujah, you don't even need this, you don't even need the video. So I ain't speaking to you, but I'm speaking to the people who y'all broke up because infidelity happened, y'all broke up because maybe physical abuse happened, emotional, financial abuse, right? Y'all broke up because one way or another y'all hurt each other. And the only way to get back and repair this relationship is a sincere apology. You see, I said sincere in all caps, sincere apology. Not, I'm sorry, like, sorry for what? This is also a reason why you need to go to counseling. Because sometimes people just be saying sorry. They don't even know what they say is sorry for. They don't even understand how they really, truly hurt that person. The person might have told them, but because they couldn't even hear, they couldn't even understand like how I really hurt you, and look at the situation through a holistic lens. So number 2, apologize to your child's other parent, right? And sometimes it may not be such a big issue. Sometimes it could just be something small that you haven't apologized for. But if you want a person to be able to listen to you, right, you gotta before any conversations can be had, the person needs to hear an apology, a sincere and real one. Because until that sincere apology can be given, until that sincere apology can go forward, they're not going to want to listen to nothing you got to say, or everything that they say is going to be combative. Because again, they're still holding on to the past hurt. You're trying to talk to them about, okay, I enrolled Johnny in the football practice, and this is when his football practice is, and they're like, F you. Like, I ain't taking him to no bleep football practice. And you may be like, what's going on? Why are you being so hostile? And it's because you may have moved on. That'd be the issue. Folks think that they can just move on and then that's it. Everybody's just peaches and cream. I moved on. I healed. No, that ain't enough, bro. That's not enough, sir. That's not enough, ma'am. It's not enough for you to just heal. But like I said, you heal your trauma, but then you also got to come back and apologize. Right? Sincerely. Maybe even throw in a gift. A financial gift, flowers, a video game for your child's father. I don't know, but something to let him know, this is my peace offering. I want to make peace because I want to ensure that we can raise our children in the best environment possible, right? So that's the second step or second key. Apologize. If you have not apologized to your child's mother or father today, please do it now. Do it now. But again, actually don't do it now, because like I said, you gotta heal first. There's unhealed trauma. You gotta heal that first. Let's heal that first, right? Realize all the ways in which you messed up and then apologize sincerely, right? Because people like to hear, when you say sorry, people like to hear, okay, what are you specifically sorry for? You understand what I'm saying? So that's number 2, apologize. Number 3, take the high road. Y'all see I have the quote there from our beautiful first lady, or former first lady, Michelle Obama. She said, when they go low, we go high. When they go low, we go high. Okay. And I know that's something really difficult to do. Some people might say, hey, Attorney Lee, yeah, that sounds nice, but that's easier said than done, right? Because this my child's mother, my child's father continuously disrespects me, or they cuss me out, or they just get overly aggressive. Anytime I try to say to them, it's just like constant aggression. But the thing is, what's the old saying that you were taught as a kid? Do two wrongs make a right? No, they do not. Two wrongs do not make a right. So even if they're hitting below the belt, you don't have to hit below the belt. I can give you a tip right here. If you call your child's mother, you're trying to figure, or you call your child's father and you're trying to figure something out, and they start going off, you can call and say, listen, I can clearly tell that you're upset. I want to be able to understand you and I want to be able to work this out. But if you're going to continue to be disrespectful, I'm not going to be able to talk to you. So I'm going to hang up the phone right now. And then when you calm down and you're ready to talk to, and we can talk as an adult, then I'm ready to do that. And you hang up the phone. You don't have to keep going back and forth with them. You don't. And you don't have to just immediately drag them to court. You ever heard? There's another saying, kill them with kindness, right? Kill them with kindness. You do the right thing, even though they're doing the wrong thing, right? Because you see, if they continue to do the wrong thing and you're continuously doing the right thing, they're going to have no choice but to reflect and change their ways. A lot of times people like to be argumentative because they know that they can get a rise out of you. But if they figure out I can't get a rise out of them, that some of that behavior that they're doing, that some of that behavior that they are doing will cease, right? But if they're going off on you, then you go off on them. Then how is that going to solve anything? It's not. It's not going to solve anything. It's not going to resolve any issues. It's just going to be this ongoing cycle. I know some of y'all listening. It's like, yep, y'all understand what I'm talking about. I'm not. Attorney Lee is not speaking out of this from osmosis. I've seen this with my two eyes all the years that I've been practicing, right? I've been licensed since 2020, was practicing under my supervisors and stuff before that while I was in law school. I was in law school 3 years. I did work before law school. So I've seen these types of issues in families. I've seen it personally in my own family, amongst my own friends. These types of things. So this is a lifetime of not only personal experience, but professional experience. I've seen this, right? And that cycle is going to continue. It's just going to keep going and going and going and going and going and going and going until somebody says, stop. I'm going to stop this cycle. I'm going to pull myself out of this cycle. And how do I do that? Taking the high road, right? Sorry guys, I'm looking at my notes. But I think I hit the nail on the head with that. All right. Let's go. So that was the third. And guys, this is in steps, right? So these are steps. This is not to be done out of order, right? You start off healing trauma, you move to apology. After the apology, you still having issues, you take the high road, right? Here's the next one. Don't use others or your children as the messenger. This is an important one. Again, I'm going to repeat this. Do not use others or your children as the messenger. What do I mean by the messenger? Meaning that you're just like, I can't deal with my baby mama, or I can't deal with my baby daddy. I can't deal with my child's father and mother. I can't deal with them, right? I just can't. I'm just tired of it. So instead of communicating with them, you're like, I'll just have my mom communicate for me. I've seen this so many times. I'll just have my mom communicate. I'll just have my dad. I'll just have my sister. Or better yet, I'll just have the child communicate. I'll just have my child tell them, well, mama said because you cheated on her, this is why I can't participate in your family reunion or whatever. You see what I'm saying? I'm not I wish this was fun. I wish this was like me just making it up, but this is real stuff that I've experienced. So I said, avoiding taking responsibility is not the answer. If you want to, you cannot learn how to communicate with somebody if you avoid it altogether. And something I need co-parents to realize: you and the other parent lied down with one another and created a baby. Not your mama, not your daddy, not your sisters or your brother or your aunt or your uncle or your grandma or your granddad. You and your child's other parent came together and decided to create the baby. But now y'all want everybody else to figure out y'all's issues? No, no, no. Because see, people that use it, and then they use it for a little bit, before you know it, it's 5, 6, 7, 8 years later, and you still can't communicate. Your mom still got no. That is not their responsibility. It is your responsibility. Your family is used as an asset to help. Your family can help. Your friends can't help, but they can't be the ones making the decisions. That's got to be between you. They cannot be the ones making the decisions regarding you and your regarding your children. It has to be you and the other parent. Y'all are the one who have the parental rights over these children, right? So, yeah, you have to learn how to communicate and understand your child's other parent. You have to. I'm sorry. You created that child. That child is here. They're not going away. They're not going to go away. Even when your child turns 18 and they age out, you too, as long as you're living, will always be a part of their lives. And we're talking about, remember, co-parenting. So that means both of you guys are trying to raise your child in a loving, healthy relationship where y'all not only love the child, but y'all also love one another too. Okay? So do not, I repeat, do not, if you're doing it right now, stop. Stop using others and your children as the messenger, right? You need to figure out a way to communicate with your child's other parent in an effective way to where you guys can both listen and understand. Hey, if you do the 3 steps that I said before, this one shouldn't even be happening, right? But if it is happening, right, that's where you've got to figure it out. Maybe family counseling. Maybe you say, hey, let's go to family counseling. I'll pay for it, or you pay half, I pay half. Let's figure it out, because our goal, or my goal, is to make sure that our child feels safe and loved. Right? If y'all go through and watch my first video that I have on my TikTok, and I am going to try to upload it to YouTube, but my first video, I go through all the ways that children are negatively affected from parental separation and divorce. And it's a lot of factors. It's a lot of factors that affect them negatively. And in order to mitigate that, what can mitigate that is a healthy co-parenting relationship. But if the children know that mom and dad hates each other, that's what further increases the problem and the childhood trauma in them. I believe divorce is like one of the leading causes of trauma in children. Not cancer, but divorce. You understand what I'm saying? Like, divorce is very serious and very hard on children, but it can work out, and the children can not have so much trauma from it if the parents can come together and have a good relationship. And if the children know, hey, my mom and dad, they may not be together romantically, but they still love and respect each other. This is why y'all gotta communicate. Y'all gotta communicate, right? It should be as simple as y'all got to communicate, because you also want to be on the same page. Yes, even though the child goes to your house for a certain amount of time and goes to the other parent's house for a certain amount of time, you want cohesiveness. It's supposed to be united front. We got to be united on how we're raising the child, regardless of if they're in this house or that house. That can only happen through communication between the parents. That can't happen with, oh, we don't talk. We just talk through my mama. We don't talk. We just talk through, my friend, our common friend. Or worse, we talk through the child. That's not going to work. So if you're doing that, please stop. Again, please stop and figure out a way that y'all can communicate better. Like I said, family therapy is a way that you can do it, as well as going to a mediation or having someone who can kind of help y'all work out those differences so that y'all can get on the same page. But again, if you follow my first three steps, a lot of stuff should have been worked out by this point. But if it's not, then there's other steps that you can take. Like I said, going to family therapy, right? Therapy together to figure it out. And this is for those who are serious about being good co-parents. You're like, I don't care. I don't really care how my child's affected. All right, then ignore Attorney Lee's advice and continue to do what you want to do. But if you want to have peace in your life and peace in your child's life, I strongly suggest that you listen to what I'm saying. And I understand money is sometimes an issue, but there's free programs, free support groups out there. Um, like I said, I'm gonna try to post some resources. My very best friend is a counselor, and I'm gonna try to provide some resources to you guys in the link description below, so that y'all can go to those resources and actually get the help that you need. Um, okay, but anyways, the last key step 5, is this one. Remember who your child's other parent is. They possess goodness. So we know that people make mistakes, right? People do some pretty messed up things. Um, for lack of better words, you know the things that people have done to you, and you know the things that you've done to people. But we have to remember that your child's other parent is somebody that you used to sincerely deeply care about, especially if y'all were involved in a romantic relationship, right? Now sometimes there are one night stands and things like that, and in that case your child's parent is still special because again they're your child's other parent. They gave you your child, and if you love your child, then you gotta love the person that helps you create them. That's how it works. So maybe maybe you weren't involved with them romantically, right? Like I said, it was a one night stand. The person ends up getting pregnant, but guess what? The child is here now. So what are you gonna do about that? Are you gonna step up and be a parent to that child and try to build a relationship with their other parent, or are you gonna be a contributor to their trauma? Are you going to be the person telling your child, I didn't love your mom, I didn't love your dad, just a one night stand, I can't stand? Like, are you going to be that? Because that doesn't help the child. It's not going to help the child. It's only going to increase their issues, and then you're going to be wondering, why am I having so many problems with them? Why are they so angry? Why they don't talk to us? X, Y, Z. Because of how you've been, because of how you've talked to them about their other parent. So you have to remember, like, yes, there's been issues, but there's a point in time. Now I'm talking to those who are romantically involved and dated and were married and or together for a long time. There was something good in that person that you saw that you liked. Because everybody is not all bad. Even the people in this world that do the most horrendous crimes, they're not all bad. There is goodness in each and every one of us, right? You may not be a person of the scriptures, but I am. And I believe it's Ephesians 2:10. And even if you're not a person of the faith, you can still listen to this. That, we were created for good works that God laid out to us before we were born. Or if you don't believe in God, that the universe, right? Everybody possesses goodness. Everybody does. Everybody has good inside of them. Everybody was born to be good. There are situations that make people, or I won't say make, but there are situations that helped people become not so good or behave. That's a better word. That help people behave not so good. But regardless, at a person's core, they are good. And if there's something that somebody wants to do, or a person wants to hurt themselves or hurt one another, then that's an issue to where that person has to receive psychological help, because no one you don't come out of the womb wanting to kill, steal, and destroy, right? You don't come out of the womb wanting to hurt people. You're just an innocent baby. But it's all the life circumstances and stuff. A lot of times trauma, parents arguing, all that stuff that pushes a person to be a certain way and to act and behave a certain way. So that's my last point. And I want to encourage y'all, I didn't have this in here, but I'm gonna add it in here. Is this: love is the key. Love, 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 love. Right? You have forgiveness, right? But you gotta also have love. You gotta love your child's other parent. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Right? You have to. Because it's only when you love somebody that you're willing to understand them to their core and figure out how to communicate with them. But if you hate a person, you're not going to have any motivation at all to care to communicate with them, to want to communicate with them. You're not going to have any of that. And if you have hate in your heart for your child's other parent, then that's why what's the first point that Attorney Lee said? Healing the trauma. Right? Because you shouldn't have hate in your heart for anybody, especially not your child's other parent. So this is what I want to leave y'all with, and I'm going to go back to this. This is what I want to leave y'all with. Love is the key, and this is what I just added in, because you can forgive somebody, but again, how you going to forgive somebody without truly understanding them, where they came from, right? And truly understanding yourself and the role that you played in the harm. But again, you're not going to really get to forgiveness, true, sincere forgiveness, unless you also have love. And love is universal. Love is not just for the Christians or the Hindus or the Muslims or whatever. Love is for everybody. Love is for mankind. Everybody can love. Everybody has the ability to love. Right? Everybody has that. And if there's some reason why a person cannot love, then that means there's something psychologically off. Right? Because us as human beings, we all have certain things that we need, certain things that we possess, and that is love. Right? And maybe you're like, I don't really know what love is, because maybe your mom or your dad was a narcissist or they were abusive or whatever. But that's why you gotta do what? You gotta heal the trauma. So that's what I'm gonna leave y'all with today. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that this video was very beneficial to you. If it was, please let me know down in the comments. Please let me know down if you have any questions. Let me know. I'll try to do my best to answer your questions, and maybe if I get a lot of questions, then I'll pick certain amount of questions that I can answer on my next video. I'll have a whole segment where I can answer y'all's questions and better be able to advise y'all. If y'all have any topics or ideas that y'all would want me to talk about, please post them down below in the comments. Before I leave, I'd like to tell y'all, please like this video, right? Please share and please subscribe. All of those things are 100% free. They take about a couple of seconds. And you subscribe, you hit that subscribe button, you turn on that notification bell, right? So that every time, Attorney Lee uploads a video, uploads content, you know immediately. But yeah, I think that's all I got for you guys today. Love you guys so much. Remember all the steps that I said, and remember that this is a lesson really about better communication. So, although this is a co parenting series and I am talking to co parents specifically, you can still use this, even if you're not a co parent, to learn how to better communicate with others. Okay? Um, Please, if you have any legal issues, I am a family law lawyer and an estate planning lawyer, meaning I handle wills and trusts and advanced medical directives and stuff like that. So family law includes divorce, child custody suits, adoption, enforcement suits, child support suits, grandparents' rights. So anything, like I said, but you can find out all the information, name changes. You can find out all my information at theleelawfirmtx.com. I will link my website down below. And yeah, I think that's it. That's all I have for you guys today. Um, love you guys so much, and see you in the next video. Peace.